Welcome back to Oscar's Bonsai Farm. I went up to a local place to look for some juniper stock plants so we can take cuttings off over the winter and stuff and grow on. But being Easter, they weren't open till 10, so quickly looked for different nurseries because I was on a time schedule and saw one place was open. It was a Mitre 10, so I went in there and found these at a really good price, like ceder atlantica. So been looking for these for a while, but they've always been very expensive and like not really worth it because they're like a pencil and stuff. But these are got quite a trunk to them, which is good. Heaps of lower branches, which is good. So I think they've got a little bit of age to them because they're starting to branch out on the branches. So I'll just show you the other ones. I got all that was there. There's the other ones down there. I'll do them over the next few days maybe. So first thing I'm going to do is just lift it out of the pot, take the surface soil off and see what the root system is kind of like, and put it back in the pot with a bit more potting mix underneath, so it just raises it up so we can always see the root in the burrow. Quite fair actually. There we go. I guess the root growth is really good, so happy with that. And now won't do too much because it's actually the wrong time of season. I just want to see if I can find something for the top end. Nursery plants normally get planted a bit deep. I'm just using a little bit of bamboo. So that's about, you can just feel the roots underneath, the surface roots, so that's good. So we'll just trim this off a little bit. A lot of stuff gets planted in really pine barky sort of material these days. I'll just get rid of that. I'm just using normal potting mix just to bring the height of the tree up. A bit too much. So we lowered it down by probably an inch. So now we try to find where the first branch will be. So always want to look to where the second is as well. First, second's pretty important. So looking through here, you've got a cluster of branches. This is a nice branch for a second. It's just going to be like a formal upright tree. So we'll go with this one here and this one here. Might just raise it up a bit. I'm just going to leave a bit of a stub on the bigger ones. Right, so that's my first branch here. This is my second one. So we'll take the one facing forward. Leave this nice close to the trunk so we can prune back the buds. So now we want a third. So this little guy here will be the third. I reckon. There's a little branch out the back that we'll leave. This one here, we'll leave this guy. Add steps. You don't have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 rotate them around. You can, but later on as the foliage pads grow and develop. But when a tree's young, the more foliage you retain, the quicker it's going to grow, quicker it's going to get to its final design. So this little one will stay. Now the other thing is, you don't want to see the trunk all the way up to the top. A lot of people, you see the trunk line, and it can look very flat at the front of the tree. So this one here will stay as a front branch. Actually, got a nice branch out the back there. That's the third. So what I might do is leave. That is a nice one. Leave that, so this one here has to go because it's coming straight opposite, and these things will swell up and get reverse taper. We just keep working around. So we got 1, 2, 3 front branch, sort of a intermediate there on the side, and then we've got this section here. So we've got a branch up here, got 2 nice ones. We'll clear this one out. One, 2, 3 front, back, intermediate there. So we've got a nice one right here. We've got this one right there. It's a bit tricky when you get so far up. So take this one off here. thing. So you've got to kind of choose, and it kind of follows up the tree. So if I took this one, now I would have to take this one here, or this cluster. If you look closely, how it's starting to swell up. So I could go at the top of the tree there, but it doesn't really give me much. I like to go a bit higher. So I'm thinking this one, we go. So with that, let's see how that looks. Alright. So we've got a real issue here. We've got so many branches from the one spot. So we have to decide what we're going to do. If I go up like this, I could use that. I could possibly use that, but it becomes a bit of a pain. So let's see. I think best option is remove that. And this branch here isn't level with that. This one's not level with that one. Right at the back. We'll take that one out. You can see how these are starting to get the little branchlets off the side. So starting to get the branches and stuff, so that's pretty cool. So we've done that. So what I might do now, I'm going to wire this up and then we'll come back and we'll just keep building to the top of the tree and then we'll gin the rest of this so it looks like a deadwood feature. Alright, I'll wire this tree up. So I went through and wired what I needed to, and now we'll just place the branches. And one thing to keep in mind on a tree like this is it's got a relatively straight trunk, so we're going for like a formal upright style tree. So we don't really want to put heaps of movement into the branches because it doesn't look right really, so to speak. So we'll start with the branch on the lower right. I'm just going to come down. So just come down and forward a bit. We'll put a little bit of movement in, not much. So we just do that, and then we'll just kind of a little bit on this side. They kind of spring back a bit, these things. Apparently, I've been looking for them for a while. They've always been too expensive, but these were a good price. Well, I should say a great price actually, because they really were like a bargain. So now we'll go up to this one here. I've only wired out probably 2/3, so I might trim back. So it's a bit congested in this area here, is because I don't want the tree to look empty. I want it to have plenty of foliage so it grows as quick as it can and develops nicely. Keep in mind, trying to keep the branches not directly over the one below it. This one here. This one up the front. Leave some width to this side. So the other thing with this too is want this to grow out into here. Because looking at it, when I look through the camera, it looks like a big hole here, not much. So this one here would fill out into this gap. This one would be there, so at the same time we don't want to see it up in this area. So move this one. That's about where the front is. So I'm going to go for the top of the foliage about here somewhere. So we're just going to work up and try and remove any branches that are coming opposite each other. So what I might do, okay, this is the top of the foliage right here. So there's no opposite branching. So right here there's not too bad actually. Really directly opposite, which is good. One over the top of each other there. These might grow out as I trim these. That's pretty good because normally these are really bar branches all the way up here. So we'll just shorten this back and get a shape and we'll be just about done. So this one is quite forward. We'll come back in there. So try to get more of a you always want to, you don't want to see some people just go like Edward Scissorhands, and you really don't want to do that. You want to like prune with the intention of improving the tree. So this one comes straight up, I could wire it out, it's got a bud right there. We'll do that. Could just wire these around a bit. So, same in here, there's all these buds, heaps of them. So, you just want to selectively do it. Go through here, there's heaps of buds. You can kind of see them here and here. This one I'll just go back to a pair. Just come too far forward. So again, all these buds forming, or in here. So we'll go back into there. This up here, got these buds forming as well. So I'm just going to add some wire and I'll come back. So this is the finished tray. Just wired a couple of the top branches to fill it out a little bit. Just move this one back a tad. So then this one can grow out into here. So as you can see, there's a few gaps of where the foliage needs to get to. So I did trim this back, but we'll get some branching. We'll slowly build this out into this area. So this will get refined down before the bottom section. We'll keep pushing the growth out. So it gets like a rounded top and down. Same with this side. So we've got a few branches that can grow out, fill some spaces, and some that will naturally come off later. But like I said before, the more foliage you take off, the slower the tree will grow. So it's just like solar panels, you know, like they need a certain amount of foliage to produce some growth. Got the other three. Not really sure when I'll get around to them, but I'm so glad that I came across these trays. First time I've really worked with them. We'll pot this one up into a bonsai pot, I reckon, late winter, early spring. So thanks for watching, and not sure what the next video will be of. We've got a lot of projects coming up, so kind of like not much happening right now, but getting to late winter, there'll be heaps of stuff happening. We've ordered our pots from the wholesaler, so a couple of weeks I'll be able to have a look at them. We'll run through what we got, and looking good for November. See ya.